Hi fellow DIY-ers! Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. If you have been curious about ninja transfers and wondering if they're really as easy as people say, you're in the right place. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use DTF transfers from ninja transfers on different dark fabrics. We'll be testing them on various materials and I'll walk you through the entire process step by step. From uploading your image to the Ninja Transfers website, creating your own gang sheet, placing your order, and receiving a transfer that's printed and ready to press onto your material. Whether you're making custom shirts for your business, gifts for your family and friends, or starting your own apparel brand, DTF transfers can save you a lot of time while still giving you professional-looking results. So grab your favorite blank shirt and let's see how easy DTF really is. So let's get started! First, head over to Ninja Transfer's website. I'll put the link in the description box below. And then choose either upload your gang sheet if you already have a ready-to-print file, or build your own gang sheet if you need to create one online. I'm using the gang sheet builder. Here, you can upload your designs, resize them, remove backgrounds if needed, duplicate designs, and arrange everything to maximize the space on your sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. For this tutorial, I'm using a 5-foot gang sheet. This is a great option if you have multiple designs or need several copies of the same design. So I'm going to click that and then make sure Vivid AF is highlighted and then click Build Your Own Gang Sheet. So before you upload your artwork, here are a couple quick tips to help you get the best print quality possible. Use transfer PNG files. Transfer PNGs give you clean edges and ensure no unwanted backgrounds gets printed. Upload high-resolution artwork. The higher the resolution, the sharper and more vibrant your transfers will look. Avoid screenshots or blurry images whenever possible. Once you're inside a gang sheet builder, you'll see these 4 options to get started. Let me quickly explain what each one does so you can choose the one that works best for you. So for auto build, choose auto build if you already have multiple designs ready to go. Just upload all your images at once and the builder will automatically arrange them on your gang sheet to maximize space. This is the quickest option. Choose manual build if you want more control over your layout. You'll upload one image at a time and manually resize, duplicate, and position each design exactly where you want it. If you have ordered before and want to make changes to a previous gang sheet, select Edit Previous Order to reopen and modify your existing design. This option is mainly for sports jerseys and team uniforms. You can easily create custom names and numbers without designing them from scratch. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose Auto Build because it's the fastest and easiest option, especially if you already have multiple designs ready to upload. You'll see the default settings here. Artboard margin at 0.5 inches and image margin at 0.5 inches. I'm just going to leave those as they are and continue with the upload. So I'm going to click Upload Image and then choose the image. After uploading your image, just click Duplicate if you want multiple copies of the same design. You can also adjust the width and height if you want to resize it. And now, I'm just going to click Duplicate until I have the quantity of each design that I want. Feel free to add as many copies as you need and adjust the size as needed to make the most of your 5-foot gang sheet. Then upload your next image. And if you see a message saying a background was detected, just click Remove Background. This will help ensure that only your design gets printed and not any unwanted background around it. And repeat the process, resize, duplicate, and arrange your designs until you've filled up your 5-foot gang sheet. And I'm going to click Apply. So here's a preview of my 5-foot gang sheet so far. Since I still have some space left, I'm going to click back and adjust and add a few more designs to make the most of the sheet before placing my order. For the sake of this tutorial, let's pretend my 5-foot gang sheet is already full. Everything looks good, so I'm just going to click Continue and move on to the next step. And then click Save and Add to Cart. Now you'll see a confirmation screen with a quality check. And everything looks good, so I'll check the box and click Add to Cart and exit. Now, we're back in the shopping cart. Double check that everything looks correct, then simply click Checkout to complete your order. Now the fun part, the unboxing! My 5-foot gang sheet has arrived, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like right out of the box. So everything arrived neatly rolled inside a box. Besides the gang sheet, they also included a few sample patches. As a bonus, they included a discount offer, instruction materials, and a sample sheet of their perma stickers. So these are the instructions that come with the order. They included the recommended temperature, pressing time, and application steps to help you get the best results with your DTF transfers. Definitely keep this handy, especially if you're new to using DTF. They also included this cute Ninja transfer sticker, which was a nice little bonus. They also included a protective sheath that you can use when heat pressing your transfers to help protect both the design and your heat press. Now, I'm just unrolling the gang sheet so we can see everything that was printed. I spread the gang sheet out on my door so you can get a better look at all the signs and see just how much fits on a 5-foot gang sheet. Now, I'm just cutting out the transfers and getting them ready for pressing. I actually got this quarter zip from Canadian Tire for only $6. It was originally $12, but it was 50% off, so I couldn't pass it up. This is one of the items I'm going to press the DTF transfer onto. It's 80% cotton and 20% polyester, so let's see how it turns out. I'm using my Cricut AutoPress, but you can also use a regular heat press. Just follow the pressing instructions that come with your Ninja transfers. I'm setting my Cricut AutoPress to 310 Fahrenheit for 12 seconds, and once it's heated up, we'll be ready to press. For this project, I'm using the Prime Holistic Care logo. Before pressing, make sure your design is positioned exactly where you want it on your garment. Next, cover the design with parchment paper before pressing. Let's press it and see how it turns out. And here's the satisfying part. Just peel it off. Once it's cooled down, slowly peel away the carrier sheet. Now, let's see how it turned out. Looking good so far. After peeling, I like to do a quick second press for about 5 seconds. It helps the transfer bond better and it gives a smoother finish. Just giving it a little stretch so you can see how it looks and how it holds up. And there you have it! All 4 are done and ready to go. This one is from Costco, 93% nylon and 7% spandex. I'm also going to use my mini heat press for this one. I'm keeping it on the lowest setting since the fabric is 93% nylon and 7% spandex. I'm placing a heat press pillow inside the shirt to help create an even pressing surface. Now, I'm just heating it for a few seconds using the parchment paper to protect the shirt from direct heat. So this is the logo I'm going to use again for this one. Now, I'm just positioning the logo where I want it to go. Take your time with this step to make sure the placement looks right. Now, I'm pressing the DTF transfer or the logo with a parchment paper that came with the Ninja transfers. So press it evenly using firm pressure. For the sake of this video, I just fast forwarded this part while I slowly peeled off the carrier sheet. I'm just giving it one final press with the parchment paper for a few seconds. Now, let's do a quick stretch test. Just giving it a little stretch to see how it holds up. I'm honestly impressed with how it turned out and how well it held up. And again, this one's from Costco. It's 90% polyester and 10% elastane. So here's a closer look at the fabric tag. It's 90% polyester and 10% elastane. Here's another way to find the center of your shirt. Just fold it in half, then heat the middle for a few seconds to create a crease. Next, place the heat press pillow inside the shirt. Just like before, I'm using the lowest heat setting on my mini heat press. So preheat the shirt for a few seconds, place the parchment paper on top, then press with firm, even pressure while slowly moving the mini press around. Again, I'm using the same logo and placing it on this shirt. So again, take your time placing the transfer. Now apply firm, even pressure while moving the mini press around the design. Peel the carrier sheet off, nice and slow. Then give it one final press for a few seconds. And there you go! Now let's give it a stretch test. It's holding up nicely. So far, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's packing time! I also made these little care labels for the shirts. And that's it! Everything's packed and ready to go. For this last test, I'm using the Make Market sweatshirt from Michaels. The fabric is 60% cotton and 40% polyester, so let's see how the DTF transfer holds up. This time, I'm using my heat press at 310 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Just removing the label. Place the DTF transfer on the sweatshirt, then cover it with a Teflon sheet, and then start pressing. And then peel off the carrier sheet, then do the final press. And there you have it! If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. All feedback is welcome and any feedback is good feedback. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other tutorials. See you in the next episode of DIY by Sass. Thanks for watching!